How are you, Mark?
Not too bad.
Good, mate. First episode, nervous, sweaty, 32 degrees in a man cave. Minimum.
With no air conditioning.
I reckon it might be warmer now. That's optimistic at 30. So we introduce ourselves then. How we sort of met, Mark, what do you reckon?
Yeah, you go first.
Right, so Expats and Cork Hats came about. Mark and I, well, we've known each other for a couple of years now. We've met through our wives, actually. We have a book club thing that they got involved in. We were out for a curry one night and Mark was telling me about tales about his podcasting experience. He had just banged out his first podcast to do for his entrepreneur. What's it called, Mark? Sorry?
I've got two. One's called Boss Solo.
Yeah. That's the one I listened to. That was a good show.
Which is just basically about like starting a journey as an entrepreneur from not knowing anything to kind of just the journey really. So, yeah. But I've only done a couple. Not got much free time, and then another one I've got is Amazon Mastery UK, which is basically selling on Amazon, aimed at people in the UK who want to get into it. But again, I haven't done many podcasts, so I'm by no means an expert.
Well, I listened to the first one he did. I thought it was decent, mate. Really good. But so that's what inspired us into the whole. I've been wanting to do a podcast for a while, just for a bit of fun, really.
Yeah, I think when I mentioned it, like your eyes lit up, didn't they? Like, oh my god, this is something I've been wanting to do for so long.
Not so much for the whole. You see all these podcasts, or hear them anyway, or see YouTubers and they sit there and they talk to themselves, and that's not really me. But I wanted to have this kind of format, chatting to each other. I like the whole Joe Rogan thing, his experience with sitting and chatting to people. It's interesting. He meets all these different guys. And I thought, man, that's kind of what I want to do. I like chatting to people. I've always been involved in talking to somebody, either whether it's work or socially and stuff like that. So I kind of fancied that. And then, we're just chatting. I said, look, why don't I do one?
Yeah. And
you said, I don't know where you're going to find the time right enough. You've got two already. You've got your Amazon thing, but
and work.
And work, unfortunately, we still have to work. Yeah, family and dogs.
Yeah.
Everything else that comes along with it. But, and then keeping up with family in the UK as well, which is, for expats, that's probably one of the biggest things of your time.
Yeah, definitely.
You get in for work and they're sort of just waking up so you can go on and chat to them and stuff, which is great. But it's been good for us. Most of our friends they're all working, but family and stuff like that are retired and things, so Lorna can have a chat with her mum pretty much every day because they're just there. So I
mean, pretty much most families that are expats are doing podcasts without even realising.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
they're chatting to family via Skype and record it and bang it on YouTube.
Yeah, it'd be good. I'd listen to something.
Yeah,
especially some of the shouty ones.
Family memoirs.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
from across the pond.
Yeah, that's it. That sounds like a podcast in the making, mate.
Is that our second one? Yeah, I think one of the tough things was actually think of something, what we had in common to talk about as well, isn't it?
That's it. It's always the hardest bit when you think, well, okay, we want to do something. What we got to do it on? I said, well, you see all these guys that can do it on cameras or they can do it on, some kind of software and stuff. I said, well, I don't know anything about that stuff. I mean, I know a little bit about a little bit. It's like, you can't make much of a show on that. So, and nobody wants to listen to a surveying podcast. So, expats. Sounded like a good idea.
Yeah, and Cork Hats.
Cork Hats, obviously.
Couldn't be any better, could it?
Couldn't be any better. There's plenty of them kicking around. I think we've all had one on at some point. Every expat's had the Cork hat on.
At some point.
Yeah. Or a Santa hat on Christmas Day on the beach at some point.
Went down to the beach today and someone had built a snowman, a sandman.
Yeah, that's cool.
With a carrot. And it's like, that's awesome.
That's pretty cool. You get a picture.
Yeah. I do like a family around. I said, excuse me, can I just butt in?
Yeah.
And I just went in there and I had to take some pictures. Because I've never seen one for real, like up close. I think only family that have done it. It weren't like a professional finish, right? But it just looked like a normal snowman, but out of sand.
That's impressive, because I've only seen them in postcards.
That's why I took the picture of it. It's a postcard. Postcard.
Yeah. No, it's good, mate. Yeah, good. So the expats thing then, came about, and we've been talking about it for a while. Trying to get the tech together.
Yeah,
I think we've sort of gathered it up.
Got to credit Alan for all the tech. I mean, it's like a proper setup. We've got a proper good setup here.
It looks decent. We've got a couple of things to work on. We need to get the sound.
I mean, I might not be saying that in half an hour's time when I've realised he's not been recording it.
Just check. I've not been recording. We're all right. It's the sweat. I'm just concerned about the sweat just lashing at me. Yeah. So I don't think this is going to make it to video. We're still videoing. Yeah. So we're both on.
I'm not that shiny where it's reflecting back and you can't see who I am.
Yeah, no, we're all right. I think my glasses are actually steaming up inside as well, just with the heat. But so that was it. Came about with that, and we thought we've all. I mean, the thing with the expats is, I don't know what you were like, Mark, but when I got here, we didn't want to be expats. We wanted to blend in, right? Thought we're not going to be the, typical Poms come to Australia
and go and mingle with all the other Poms.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not. Yeah. It feels stereotypical that's what you end up doing, and it's not intentional, is it?
And I now with the experience we've got now, I reckon probably 90% of the Poms that came here, like us, were exactly the same. They came, tried to blend in and stuff, and what we found, and partly the reason I thought the expats would be a good idea for a podcast, really, was you gravitate towards people that are similar to you, I mean, we came here first couple of years, we were in a little suburb called Belden, and it was all Aussies, and the school was all Aussies, so we never really knew any, I had one friend who was Scottish. Part of the reason we came here was actually because of him, because we could have came anywhere in Australia with Lorna's work and my work, and we came here because of my mate Alan, and he was the only Scottish friend I had.
Yeah.
He was the only expat friend I had, actually.
Yeah.
And then we sort of gradually moved further north, and then the longer you get here, you sort of bump into people. And I played golf with an Irish guy, got really friendly with him, and again, you start hearing all these stories, and you think, man, that's the same story as mine.
Yeah.
That's what fascinated me about most of it, and I have to say probably the biggest drive for me with the Expats podcast is, that story. It's fascinating. It doesn't matter who you meet. I mean, what had there, you had your family dramas, you had your laughs and your cries and stuff, and you think it's all just you. I mean, my family, don't want to talk about this too much for the first show, depress everybody, cut them off.
Yeah,
I mean, my family just fell to bits running about me when I was coming here, and not all of them obviously, but one or two, and you think, what the, and then you get here and you realise that again after a couple of years, first couple of years, we already meeting anybody. Once you do realise, it's like everybody has the same dramas, they have the same sob stories, same laughs and stuff, and it's fascinating.
Yeah. When we came, I mean, my family launched a party and got the firecrackers out and c'est la vie, see you on your way, bye. Yeah. And then at the airport, it was all tears, all emotional. Yeah. And then you realise it is a bit of a gut wrencher when you come in. Yeah. And I think even if you've probably not got such good relationships with family, it's still hard saying bye. Even if it's not your family, it might just be your friends.
Oh, definitely,
But leaving, knowing you're not planning on going back anytime soon, especially when it's your first time, you've never done it before. Yeah, no, that's how I don't know about you guys, but when we came here, we never came for a holiday first. Yeah, we're just going. The same here. And that's what we've found through talking to a lot of people. Is pretty mental, really. I've spoken to that many people that have emigrated to Australia and never even been. Yeah, that's it. And I think, well, how can you move to a country you've never been to before? Yeah. And we did it, and so many people are exactly the same. Yeah, no, we found the same. I think I could probably count one hand the amount of people we know that came here and already been here on holiday or something just to see. And to be fair, I think the ones we do know that did that, they probably all went back. Yeah, to be honest, I said to Karina, when we've been here about a month, I think we'd just got into our rental, because we had our like a holiday rental for 2 weeks, and then when we got into our rental, we kind of both said if we'd have come here for a holiday, we don't actually think we'd have come here. Yeah, no, to live. I think so, because it's not a holiday destination, and when you come in, probably on a recce to see if you could live somewhere, you're always in holiday mode. Yeah, exactly. So if we'd have come to Perth, I think we'd have actually been disappointed. Yeah, no, I think not saying anything bad about Perth. Yeah, it's just not, to me, it's not somewhere you come for holiday. No, I totally agree. I have to say, it's just genuinely on that. That's exactly what I think happened with some of the guys that we know that came over here for a bit of holiday, see what it was like, and they went home and thought, that's not really for me, because they never had the whole holiday to feel about it. When we came, we were only here 2 weeks, so I started working. Yeah, kids were at school. We got here 2011, 7th. We left on the 5th of December. Got here on the 7th of December. Yeah, and we had a couple of weeks off, which is nice. We holiday, went to the beach all the time with some friends here, which was really good. They had a young family as well, so we hung about with them, swam in the pool, went to the beach, did some touristy sort of things, and then after Christmas back to work. Yeah, and we were both into it right away. So it was. But yeah, we had. I mean, we know a couple of guys that came over. A friend of mine, one of his mates from back home, came over, and they were only here for 2 weeks. Yeah, and we met them on there for 2 weeks, and they were having a chat. It was my mate's birthday party actually, and they were going home already. Yeah, they stopped the boat at Singapore
after like a week and a half and decided it wasn't for them, you know, because it wasn't wasn't really a destination they thought, because they weren't enjoying it. The holiday side of things, it's like, I don't know what kind of holiday we're after, but beach holidays were in this, especially for Scotland, pissing the rain, snowing, that was the summer, and then you ain't got, 2 weeks holiday.
That's the thing, isn't it? Like if you were in Australia and someone said, right, you're going on holiday to Bolton for 2 weeks, they'd hate the place.
That's
they'd
right.
hate it.
Exactly. But if you come over, then you go to work.
Yeah, you come to work, it's not different.
Yeah, that's it. I've heard a few things. I used to tell my mates, again, because I don't know if you felt the same, but I always felt, but I still feel it actually, especially now with all the COVID stuff. It's terrible because you feel like every time you say something, you're bragging. And it's a horrible thing. So I'm not like that. I mean, I like talking and stuff, obviously, but I don't. And most of your friends understand because they're good friends and stuff, and they just want the best for you. But you still feel, when you're telling stories, you go to the beach, go to the pool and stuff. It's a bit of brag, and it's like it's not meant like that, Yeah. But it's
sometimes it is.
Sometimes it is. I mean, I have to say, for the first year, I reckon every single picture I put on, I deliberately avoided clouds in the sky. If I had a cloud, I just didn't send that.
Yeah.
I never put it on Facebook or post it on Instagram.
I remember I sent a 10-day forecast on my phone, and out of the 10 days, one of the days had a cloud on it, and I posted, we've got a crap day coming up here. Got a bad day in one of these 10 days. We've got a bad day coming up.
Yeah, no,
and you just kind of rub it in. But I think, like you said, when you've been here longer, you don't want to rub it in, do you? You don't want to annoy them too much. No,
it's just. I mean, most people I don't. I mean, most of our friends. I mean, they're not like that at all. And I'm sure it's just me. It feels like that. But when I say it's me, I know other people who feel the same way. So again, that's part of the reason. In my Expats and Cork Hats story is like, why talk about it? Because you want people to know that they're no hero self,
Yeah.
We're on exactly the same boat, and the more people you speak to, the more similar your story is. It's quite incredible. I mean, honestly, some of the things I've said, I mean, there's my mate Alan, who stays just in the corner for us, actually. His story is so similar to mine. It's just incredible. And then his mum and dad came over, and his mum and dad could be my mum and dad. Honestly, it's like they're exactly the same kind of maybe a 10 years younger generation, but they're the same type of people.
Yeah.
Exactly the same story as me. And it's just unbelievable. And the more people we see, it's quite incredible, really.
It's uncanny, isn't it? Because most people have got a very similar story to tell.
Yeah.
I mean, some people come because they've not got that relationship with their family, or other people have got a perfect relationship with their family, but they just want a better life for their family.
Yeah. Well, that's it.
And it's normally one of those two.
What was your reason for coming back? Did you have a particular reason?
Since we had, because we've only got Mia, and I think when Mia were born, and you're doing the same thing, you go into the same parks, you go in on the same holidays, and we'd go to Southport, we'd go to Blackpool, and we're thinking, well, we've done this once now this year, do we need to do it again?
Yeah.
And you're doing stuff repetitively for the sake of doing it, just to get out, and we thought there's got to be more to life.
Yeah, well, that's
so
right,
we just started looking at living somewhere else, and we kind of honed in on either Canada, America, or Australia. And for some reason, we just thought Australia. And so when Mia were 3, we applied for the visa, and I'm like a roof contractor by trade, so we had we applied under a skilled migrant visa, but there was no real demand for roof contractors when we applied. So we got the application in. So we knew we'd get in eventually, but we kind of give up because after like 2 years, we'd heard nothing.
So when did you start? When did you start that then, Mark?
Well, we started. We applied for. We applied for citizen. We applied for the visa in 2010.
Yeah.
Not 2009. It was.
Yeah.
When's Mia born? 2005. Yeah, 2009 we applied for the visa, and we didn't get it until 2014.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you're just slightly after us, but I didn't think it was.
Yeah, no, 2014. So when we got the visa, it was completely out of the blue because we applied for the visa, but because it had been so long, we kind of just got on with life.
Yeah.
So we actually, to be honest, when we got the visa in the March of 2014, but in the January of 2014, we booked a holiday to Paris and then to Dubai. for August of 2014. But because